When the support.
Can you repeat your question?
No, during the service center, you don't have a target for the service center. Whichever the car comes for any service or any spare parts changes, they will do that. But you have any target for him? That is the new appointee that MOBIS or something.
See, every business without a target has no meaning. So definitely targets, volumes will be there. We are expecting about 1 crore worth of business every month from him. And overall, the potential is about 4 crore. So we expect at least in the first year we should acquire at least about 2 crore. So target
Will you have any tie-up with the local workshop persons, local service stations?
I'm not able to hear you properly.
No. Whether he will have any tie-up with the service centers, the local service
Oh,
centers?
yeah, definitely. As Mr. Rashikran has said that he will have actually close association with the local garage, the retailers, and the walk-in customers. So all three customers will be actually addressed by him.
The price-wise, there won't be any difference for the service station as well as from him.
No, price-wise, some difference will be there. Retailers will have better discounts than the garage people.
No, I'm not asking about the retailer's discount. The person who owns the car,
Yeah.
does he have any benefits on getting the spare parts from him rather to get from the service center?
No, service center he will not get. Ultimately the service center will approach the retailer or him.
No, I'm asking about the company service center. The company owns their own service center.
Authorized
Yes, authorized service center.
See, slowly and gradually we'll have to discourage our dealers from selling parts in the market, because once we are appointing this parallel channel, we have to ensure that the viability and profitability of the distributor is maintained. So we will, time to come, the dealer will not actually sell parts in the market. But the walk-in customers, we cannot stop. If he wants to purchase 1 or 2 items and for it to be fitted in the vehicle in the local garage, we are not going to stop that. But ultimately, this channel is open for the aftermarket.
My name is Murli. I'm representing Business Advisor. It's an online magazine. Can you talk about the global scenario for aftermarket for MOBIS? If you can have your Korean counterpart talk about.
You want the global scenario from the Koreans, or?
And also, how big is India?
If we talk about the global scenario, first of all, India is a very big country and we have a huge potential here. Roughly, the business potential of Hyundai spare parts is close to about 3,000 crore in India, in which we are able to capture about 1,400 crore this year. So roughly it makes about 40-45% of that. But huge market is open. Huge market is available in the open. Global scenario is much bigger thing to talk about right now. But what we are going to focus is actually India, because this is an emerging country and there's a huge potential available here itself. We have roughly about 67% of retention right now in our authorized service center, and balance 30-35% is in the open market. So which makes close to about 1,000 crore which is available in the market. So 1,000 crore is actually being met by the importers, the local vendors, the outside countries who are actually our own vendors, and they are supplying, they are exporting to India. So as such, the market is huge. So we have a lot of things, a lot of big job to be done by appointing distributors for this parallel channel.
Are you also trying to increase the presence of your service centers, authorized service centers?
Yes, of course. This is the responsibility of Hyundai Motor India, which they have their own plan to set up the service centers across the country. As I told you that some point of time we have to discourage dealers from selling parts in the market. By this process, we will ensure that our distributors who are coming up now and future, their viability and profitability is ensured. So appointing a service center is actually not our prime responsibility, but we play a kind of a major role in deciding in terms of spare parts requirement that we do.
Can you give some idea about the SKUs, the number of SKUs, because you're supporting your cars which were launched about 16 years ago.
Yeah.
So, and also, what are those key parts where you are having the problem of counterfeits?
Oh, we have a lot of parts where counterfeit is a big issue for us. It's not one, it's not two, there are many actually. In almost every item, excluding the engine parts and gearbox, all the items have a counterfeit. So we have a big menace in India, not only in India, globally I think this is a big problem so far as the manufacturers are concerned. In India we are doing a lot of activities in terms of arresting this counterfeit parts. We do a lot of raids in the market, we do a lot of promotion in the market, we do meet the CM and ACMA, these agencies, to actually convince them to kind of spread a message across because they are in touch with a lot of associations. We are giving a lot of messages through them to the market to actually do kind of activities which will stop or which will educate the customer from not using the counterfeit part, and gradually they should move to using the genuine parts. So that's what actually the main activity which we are doing in terms of arresting the counterfeiting.
And SKUs, the number of SKUs?
The number of SKUs, I think I will ask him to throw some light on that.
Number of SKU for all the Hyundai cars on road. In India will be approximately about 35,000 SKUs are there. Because all of you know that Chennai is a major port for Hyundai. So looking at 90 countries, cars are being exported now. So looking at the complete export market, it will be around 48,000 part numbers and SKUs that we are servicing, including export market.
And how is your point here, the Alka MOBIS going to manage the inventory? Because it's going to be a huge problem.
We have provided them the state-of-the-art system to them. Actually, this is a global system that we have provided. Some of the features I'll tell you since you asked this question. This stock, what he is going to maintain, it is not the stock which physically is going to keep it here. He can see the stock wherever available, the entire MOBIS network. If a customer stands at the counter, he is asking some part. He will check the physical stock availability at his place. Second is that where the part is available, within a fraction of a second, when he puts the part number, it shows that it is all available in various places in India itself. And he can also check the stock system in our company. MOBIS, we have 4 warehouses we have located in Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi and Kolkata. All the places stock is there or not, he can check by click of a button. So that is all to ensure a proper customer support and feedback here.
And what is the minimum and maximum lead time for the spare part to reach for fitting?
Before we touch upon the lead time, I can tell you one thing. In our country, actually, many of our people must be knowing about the SSI and CSI. CSI is one major index that every car manufacturer is measuring. Hyundai is now, last year it is number 2 position. And is almost a number 1 position due to some certain factor like pickup of car and some service related issue. We are at number 2. But in case of parts, we are the number 1 in our country. Hyundai have set the benchmark in 98 because I have been associated with this company from 98, from the day 1. I can very proudly say that Hyundai set a benchmark for all the Indian car industry. We set a benchmark of 95% of the parts are available across the shelf, and which can be given either immediately within half an hour or depending upon the distance, the lead time varies. So when we talk about the lead time, first we check about parts availability, then the actual transportation, the logistics network. So today we are at almost 97%. From 95 we moved on to 97. And still we claim to be the number 1 in India as far as the parts availability is concerned. Second, on the lead time front, no one can claim that I can deliver a part within today 4 o'clock from Chennai to Tirunelveli. It's not at all possible. It's all the country need to grow in such a way that network has to be enhanced. That is beyond our limit to control that.
And can you explain the workflow? How does the order get initiated? Is it that somebody has to come to the counter and ask for it, or how does it happen? Does it happen from the service center, or does it happen through an app on the mobile phone?
No. When the customer approaching our distributor, or for example even the dealer or anywhere, he has to, the minimum requirement is he has to come with the VIN number of the car. What car is having? We don't go by the model of the car, we go only by the VIN number. That is the key for getting any part number in the system. So the VIN number, if the customer is bringing, it is only a matter of about just 1 minute to identify. Customer can say any item, any name he can say. He can say oil filter or filter oil or anything he can say. By name and by VIN number, we will be able to identify the part number. Then we can check across the stock, and then issuing is only a manual work. Sorry. It is only the printing of invoice and handing over the material physically, which may take about half an hour time if the stock is available with them. In case stock is not available, then it depends on the company. Company takes, we have two systems like emergency order and normal order. Looking at suppose customer standing and we have clearly given a guidelines to him, he has to give the utmost that is importance to him. He makes an emergency order on the company. Company has got a guideline that all emergency order up to 2 o'clock when it is received in the company, same day it is getting dispatched. But the reaching time, it depends on the distance. That's how the network works.
Adding to what he said is we have a world-class system which is given to the distributor, which is called Distributor Parts Operating System, DPOS. So this actually takes care of entire process, what you are asking actually. So once the customer comes, the retailer comes, we are trying to actually connect the two, retailer's order requirement versus the booking in the system. As of now it is manual, but once it is received in a distributor end, then there is no manual requirement. Everything is then through this system, DPOS, and then it's connected to us through AMOS, so on and so forth. So it is well connected between the distributor and the company.
Can you give some idea about how much of the spare part inventory is indigenous, how much has to be imported?
Yeah. Ratio between the local parts and imported parts. Hyundai overall is having about 78% of local parts. I'm talking about the entire Hyundai range of car model which is being produced here. 22% of the parts are imported, all from Korea only, not from any other country, only from Korea.
And this decision to set up the first point in Tamil Nadu, yes. Is it going to increase the customer satisfaction index, the CSI that you are talking about, because you are going to manage the logistics from this point for distributors?
If you talk about CSI, this has got much to do with CSI actually. Right now, prior to distributor coming into picture, there was only one entity, which was a dealer who was selling parts in the market. In the process, what used to happen, the customer who does not want to come back to our dealership and want to repair his car outside the dealership, he used to get some sort of kind of a dissatisfaction level used to increase because he was not able to get the genuine spare parts for his car. Even though the mechanics or our local garage people used to give the parts in the name of genuine spare parts, but ultimately it used to be a fake part. So in the process, dissatisfaction level was increasing during that time. So versus what we have set up a distributor today, and he is able to meet that requirement. So the customer outside the dealer network, he's actually getting now the genuine parts. So in the process, the satisfaction level is definitely going to increase. And then it is also going to help the Hyundai Motor Company to increase the car sales, because ultimately when the customer gets satisfied, when he is getting the part easily available in the market, so his next brand again will be Hyundai brand only, because the ease of availability of part is being met.
Yeah, I have just two final questions. One about how you are going to be making people contact you, because dealers would know Alka, but then what about outside the dealer network? How are they going to know this touch point exists for them to connect and get the spare parts. And
we are building a database right now in our distributor parts operating system, like you said. So there is an inquiry system in that. So currently we are building up a database where people would like to have the genuine spare parts. But right now, sometimes what happens is they only ask the price. But in the process, what is happening? The data is getting generated in the system. So once this is generated in the system, it can be retailers, it can be the end user, it can be the mechanic also. So that data we need to work on. So that's the process. I mean, it is just too early for us to work on these things because we are just 1 year old in terms of distributor is concerned. So we will take some more time to work on this, and definitely it is going to be very important for us to build up the data of the customers.
And how are you going to capture that 35% which is still going outside your...
almost more than 30%.
30% which is not coming into your authorized service center network. So what is that you are going to be doing about it? And also, how are you going to discourage people from going for the fake parts?
See, our endeavor always would be to capture that full 35%. Because that's our market. We have made that market actually, which is being taken by somebody else. So in order to capture the 35%, it cannot happen in 1 day or in 1 year also. So we have taken our internal targets to capture 5% this year and so on and so forth. And in the process, the new vehicle is getting added in the market. But like our internal target is that we are going to increase this market share from 67 to 72% in this year. So to do this, we have to do a lot of work, a lot of spade work needs to be done to capture this. One important thing which we are going to do is by terms of like I told you that we are building up a database of the customers. We have to go in the market, we have to meet the market people and explain them that the parts, the genuine parts are easily available now in the market. Up till now, even after the distributor has come up since last 1 year, many of the customers, many of the market players, the retailers, the business people are still not aware that parts are easily available from the dealership and from the distributorship. So awareness is one such important activity which we are putting all our investment on awareness only. Right now, we do not want to focus on promotion and all these things, but we are only building up our awareness through advertisements, through conducting programs with the retailers, with the mechanics. We met the entire mechanics of Chennai today in the afternoon, and they were surprised to know that the parts are so easily available. Many of the mechanics were not knowing, so we just invited them in the afternoon. We had a chat with them, and that's how actually. So a lot of awareness has to be brought in. So that's what actually the investment has to be done right now. I think nothing else is important more than this.
Thank you. Thanks. Like they can also chip in with some of the points which have not been covered on.
Our major mission in India, not only in India but also in all overseas, is very simple: three things: right parts, then is correct part with our technical information, and right place. Where right place means where the customer needs the genuine parts with a reasonable price. So that price is already announced through not only our internal survey but also the Autocar magazine price survey. So we will keep continuously put the advertisement on our home TV and the print media that in this region is the authorized Hyundai Genuine parts distributor is available with their contact point. And then what our group head mentioned already, we will continuously go and find the potential customer to make them, to educate them why they should use only genuine parts. So and with the starting of the after MOBIS, all Tamil Nadu and then the state Hyundai customer will be very easily available to find the Hyundai Genuine parts. And then the current Hyundai dealer, they already sold more than 22 models in India, so they are not easy to keep all the Hyundai Genuine parts which should be catered to Hyundai customer. That's why we start to develop our distributor to serve all the customer from the 1998 from the Sancho customer.
Especially from Korea. You asked that question about the inventory management.
Yeah.
He's a specialist, one of the specialists in the world. I would introduce like that. You can ask questions relating to that, how Hyundai is able to achieve the highest fill rate or highest parts availability.
Yep.
He's the right person to answer your question.
Please, on the challenge of inventory.
Yes, we are trying to improve the dealers' stock service. Now we are continuously recommending our system, part system and stock build-up system and auto PO. Like that, we are continuously developing our system, and to give more collect information to our customer. We have also many online catalog also we can give, and then customer anywhere, anytime they find that there's a requested part. This is the competitive our system. Continuously, year and year, we are investing around 2 crore for developing our system. This is our competitive our global market. Thank you.
Also, what are the metrics for the inventory efficiency?
지금 now continuously our manager part are increasing continuously because HMI Hyundai Motor are launching new model, facelift model like that. Our dealer now should keep more stock. But also they need or warehouse to keep their stock. Probably the most dealer like that, there is a headache future. To give some solution to them, we are the optimum stock level. We are continuously monitoring. We are suggesting them there's a safety stock level and soundness level and the period. Continuously we are monitoring and we are training them and suggesting or like that we are managing.
Thanks. Is there also a plan to bridge that 22% gap, 22% which is not manufactured in India?
Actually, frankly speaking, that would be a very difficult task for us. You know, that's what our Prime Minister recently told, make in India. If that is flourishing, maybe what you say is correct. Because today, we only do assembly. Actually, we don't actually manufacturing here. even though you can call it as a local parts, it is not actually locally made. It's again coming from other foreign countries, either from Europe or any US. So we actually in Hyundai, actually, because I'm also associated with the vendor development team in our Hyundai motor. Their concept is, or one of the recent conference held here last year, the same place. Our managing director clearly told that parts has to be manufactured full-fledged in India. Just that is before our Prime Minister said this word. That our Korean managing director has told this word. We were all listening to that. That is actually the correct concept. Only then we can call it as a real localization. But what we do, the 78% what Hyundai is doing, is not like other car manufacturers. I will not compare. Because if you happen to see the Sri Perumbudur area, where all the manufacturers are doing the actual manufacturing, they don't import and supply to Hyundai. There are two concepts. There are many other auto manufacturers. I don't want to name it here. They just import and call it as a local and then give it to the local market. But in case of Hyundai, the parts are actually manufactured when I say it is the parts. So that is the difference in making the.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.